son los papás de ella, ¿verdad?
No,
¿No?
ya, es la mamá, pero él no es el papá. El papá la va a entregar. El Kenny. ¡Ay, viene el Kenny!
All this time, man, you can change your mind.
Shani, la hermana de la novia. You're cute, James. You're so cute. Come on, smile. Smile, James. Turn your sign around. Turn your sign around. Ahí viene la novia. Ahorita que venga la novia ya se lo van a ver. ¿Para quién es?
I'll step on it.
¡Ay, viene por acá! ¡Qué linda! Me sorprendí que viene por
Ya
aquí.
viene ya.
¡Qué linda, linda, linda! ¡Viene Ginger! ¡Virginia! Wow, how beautiful!
You are beautiful.
You can be seated. So on behalf of Kenny and Ginger, I'd like to thank all of you for being here today. Thank you for taking the time to make the journey and for all the effort that it takes not only to be here today, but to also be a consistent part of both of their lives. Can everybody hear me in the back? Okay. So you've all come here today to be a part and share in this public commitment, to offer your love and support to this beautiful couple, and to allow Kenny and Ginger to start their married life off together, surrounded by everybody that they love. And then, enfiestaremos hasta que salga el sol. For those who I haven't had the pleasure to meet yet, my name is Mike Rosenthal. I also answer to Mikey Rosé, Seabiscuit, and Mikey No Cheese. So welcome everybody who has traveled from all over to be here today. And Kenny and Ginger, thank you very much for asking me to be your officiant. It's a great honor. I'll do my best not to embarrass you in front of every single person you've ever met. I did have a little bit of tequila beforehand, so let's see how this goes, and we'll have some fun and play it by ear. So let's get this thing started. Okay. So marriage is perhaps the greatest and most challenging adventure that two people can take together, or at least that's what my married friends tell me. Now, no single ceremony like this can ensure a successful marriage. Only the two of you can do that through many things like love and patience, through supporting and believing in each other, through learning to appreciate your differences, and for Ginger to forgive Kenny when he takes a work call during the season premiere of The Bachelorette, even though he promised not to. A successful marriage is not a destination. It's not like an IPO or a strategic exit, but rather a journey with both of you taking steps together, motivated by passion, by care, and by the desire to grow together. But mostly by focusing your energy on the big things, the things that really matter, and trying to forget about all of the small stuff. Now, this marriage is the coming together of two of my very dear friends. Two people from very different traditions, very different cultures, different religions, and definitely very different natural hair colors. However, the intersection between Kenny and Ginger's faith is that they both believe in God as a higher power, and even though she grew up Jewish and he grew up Catholic, they both find peace in the belief that God will be looking over them and their future family. And today they have this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to solidify that bond and stand together hand in hand as life partners in front of all of you. So to get started, Kenny and Ginger have asked a few of their guests to read some selections that resonate with them in their relationship. First up, I'd like to ask Kenny's sister Yvette for a reading.
Hello, family and friends. This is my honor to read from the book of Romans 12, 9 through 16. Oh, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. It's my pleasure to read to Kenny and Ginger from the book of Romans 12, verses 9 through 16. Better for me. Okay. Love must be sincere. Hate what is evil. Cling to what is good. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Never be lacking in zeal, but keep your spiritual fervor, serving the Lord. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Share with the Lord's people who are in need. Practice hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Love you guys.
Thank you, Yvette. Next up, we're going to have Ginger's friend Vanessa.
Hello. This is a poem titled Blessing of the Hands. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love for you, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through the years, and with the slightest touch, will comfort you like no other. These are the hands that will hold you when fear or grief fills your mind. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of sorrow and tears of joy. These are the hands that will tenderly hold your children. These are the hands that will help you to hold your family as one. These are the hands that will give you strength when you need it. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with just one touch. I love you guys.
Thank you, Vanessa. And lastly, please welcome Kenny's godparents, Dr. Anthony and Carol Crisanti.
This is the Song of Solomon, verses 10 through 13 of the Old Testament.
Okay. Song of Solomon. My beloved speaks and says to me, arise, my love, my fair one, and come away, for now the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. Flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree puts forth its figs, and the vines are in blossom. They give forth fragrance. Arise, my love, my fair one, come away. Now, this is from the New Testament. This is from Corinthians 13. If I speak in tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. Where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror, then we shall face to face. Now I know in part that I shall know fully, even as I am fully known.
And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. God bless.
Okay. So Kenny and Ginger, for some reason, asked me to say a few words about them as a couple. And I'd like to do so by sharing my version of the story of how they met. In September of 2015, Ginger met Kenny's sister, Yvette, in the booth right next to hers at a networking event. Kenny was there too, but they never had an opportunity to meet and never spoke. But Ginger and Yvette got along very well. They got along right away, and Ginger set a goal to build a strong business relationship and eventually be able to sell Camino Financial some payroll services. Now, this friendship between Ginger and Yvette was formed, and Yvette would lovingly brag to Ginger about the company as well as the twins. And one day, Yvette invited Ginger to a workshop at a business development center in LA, that Kenny just so happened to be speaking about about the importance of cash flow. That was the moment, in his words, I noticed this cute redhead staring at me. After his speech, Ginger approached and they struck up a conversation. Ginger proactively gave him her business card, and she was one step closer to closing the deal on payroll services. But that very night, Kenny emailed Ginger asking if she was interested in meeting for coffee at a later date. And as a gentleman, during that email, he offered to meet her halfway. Little did he know that he'd be having to meet her halfway for pretty much every conversation they would have in the future. What Ginger didn't realize at the time is Kenny had no intention of buying payroll services from ADP. He was hoping to spend some time together and feel out if there were any romantic sparks. It would have been way less awkward if he would have told her that, because Ginger showed up as a true professional to this coffee meeting/date with a PowerPoint presentation asking strategic questions about the payroll services of Camino Financial. As you can expect, Kenny begrudgingly answered those questions and tried his best to change the subject right away, because he wanted to make a new connection, as Kenny was new to LA as an adult. And after a few pie charts and competitive analyses, Kenny stopped and asked Ginger if she would show him the ropes in LA. And that was when she finally got the point that he was interested more in her than what she was selling. And they were off to the races. Or at least that's what she thought. And after this coffee meeting/date, Kenny waited a whole 2 weeks before reaching back out to Ginger. Audience boos Kenny loudly. He asked her to be his +1 to an awards event that Camino was sponsoring. Now, Camino had bought a table to this event that was meant to be used to host their referral partners. However, Camino Financial was still in its early phases, and the only people that could actually come to the event was Sean and Kenny's 3 sisters, Sean and Kenny, and their one referral partner, Ginger. What a way to be introduced to this Salas family. However, after the actual awards event, there was a part of salsa dancing, and that's really where the sparks flew between these 2 crazy kids. The fun continued at the after party, and their connection became clear. A few months later, and after many more mutually agreed upon dates, Ginger introduced Kenny to her dad, Ken. Things are moving quickly, and both of them realized that this wasn't just another short-term relationship. This could possibly be the real deal. And I'm happy to announce that eventually, after 7 months of dating, and Kenny asking her to be his girlfriend officially, Ginger finally closed the deal and sold Camino Financial Payroll Services. Congratulations. Okay, moving right along. I'd like to ask Chris and Gary Whiteman to come up for the ceremonial lasso. As a Mexican wedding tradition, the lasso symbolizes everlasting love and unity. This lasso is made of braided rope, flowers, and rosary beads. It's placed around the shoulders of the couple, first the bride, then the groom, to form a figure 8. This is one of the Mexican wedding traditions closely tied to Catholicism, as the significance of creating the number 8 with the lasso also represents new beginnings of the Bible. Thank you very much, Christy. So next we have a very special treat. A dear friend of the bride's family, Mr. Rex Dean, is going to come up and sing the Ave Maria. We've come to the point of the ceremony where the two of you will get to say your vows to one another, and everyone else will take bets on who will and will not cry. My money's on Sean. So please take a deep breath, and we're going to start with you, Ginger.
Is that in PowerPoint?
Kenny, early in our relationship, we used to talk about how lucky we are to have found one another. I knew that what we had was rare, something to be cherished and cared for and to let blossom. Today I'm honored to call you my best friend, lover, confidant, mentor, and life partner. I love you for the way you swept me off my feet from the moment we met. There was never any question what we meant to each other. I love you for formally asking me to be your girlfriend months into dating, even though it was obvious from day one. I love you for your kind soul and your strong mind, for your positivity and how you make me and everyone else smile. I love you for the way you put me first and the way you see me. I love you for your idiosyncrasies, like that you listen to business podcasts in your spare time and have an emotional attachment to the Rams. I love you for your inner child and for the way we play, laugh, sing, and dance. I'll never forget one of our first dates, prancing through the streets of Pasadena and talking to each other in silly voices like we were old friends. I love the beautiful homes we've built together across cities and countries. We may not agree on the color scheme or the furniture, and our house is eclectic, but love, trust, safety, and kindness fill the spaces between the walls. Kenny, I promise to remember the love we share today. As we grow old together, our love will grow and change, and I'm ready for the journey ahead. Through the ups and downs, I promise to be here, to choose us, and to love you every day. I promise to respect you, support you, and put our family first. I promise to be faithful and to communicate freely, to listen, to compromise, and to keep an open heart and mind. On this day, the day of our wedding, I promise you this. I promise to love you completely and forever, and I promise you me.
Beautiful.
Ginger, I am so happy we found each other, and I can't imagine anyone else beside me on the most important day of my life. It's truly amazing how our relationship has progressed over the last 4.5 years. In fact, it only took one kiss to convince me to delete my Tinder app and swipe right, no more. Early on, I really just felt so comfortable with you. I can really only recall one single awkward moment we shared together when we had our first date. Oh no, I mean our first meeting, in which, yes, you tried to sell me payroll, and I was trying to get to know you. Not only did you and I click, you immediately won over my family, and they fell in love with you, and I fell in love with your family. Everything was so easy. You know, while we had our hectic business schedule, we still managed to find time for ourselves, for our friends, and for our family. Things had been so easy and have been so easy, I was beginning to think that we were just lucky. But in reality, it wasn't really that easy, right? You made it appear easy, Ginger. I'm guessing it wasn't easy for you to commute hours in LA traffic so that we would only spend minutes a day after I worked over 14 stressful hours. I doubt it was easy to leave your friends in LA and shift your career to build a new life in Mexico. I can list so many reasons why I love you, but I want to just share one today. I want to marry you because of your innate ability to simply love. you simply love in the good, the bad, and most importantly, the uneventful times. Ginger, you are the most genuine person I know. I can't imagine loving, partnering, and marrying anyone else in this world. So I vow to demonstrate my love to you every day by speaking to you, by giving you a kissy before I leave to work, and also when I get back, and constantly reminding you what an amazing person you are. And although you're a very modest person, I promise I will support you in fulfilling your desires, your ambitions, and even some shopping habits. Finally, I want to partner with you to build a family according to our Jewish, Catholic, Mexican, and Italian values, while simultaneously finding time so that we can continue to have romantic moments, so that we can fuel our everlasting love. Hashtag. And if you're having trouble remembering all these vows, simply remember that I love you, and I will continue to love you as effortlessly as you have with me. Amen.
Okay, well that was beautiful. Moving right along, now it is the exchange of rings, which I have. Please repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a daily reminder
as a daily reminder
of my love for you
of my love for you
and my commitment to you.
and my commitment to you.
Fits. Okay, Kenny, repeat after me. I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a daily reminder
as a daily reminder
of my love for you
of my love for you
and my commitment to you.
and my commitment to you.
Fantastic. So next up is one of my favorite parts. In the Jewish religion, a ceremonial breaking of the glass right before the pronouncement is customary. And to explain it further, I'd like to ask Ginger's father, Ken, to come up and explain the breaking of the glass further.
What a beautiful ceremony so far. Oh my God, you
Yes.
guys are just incredible. So, in the Jewish wedding tradition, when the groom breaks the glass, it symbolizes the irreversibility of their marriage. From that point on, the groom and the bride are no longer groom and bride, but husband and wife.
It's right over here, napkin.
Thank you, Ken.
Over here, Kenny, the napkin.
So now, before you break the glass, I know you want to, you have the chance to say 2 words that will start your next journey of life together. And things will never quite be the same. For after these words, you will officially be able to say that he is my husband and she is my wife. Now, nothing is easier than standing here and just saying 2 words, but nothing is more difficult than living them every day. When you love someone, you don't love them the same way all the time. That would be impossible. Yet that's what a lot of us expect. We forget that the ebb and flow of life and of love and of relationships. We insist on permanence, duration, and continuity. However, in love, as in life, the only guarantee is that change will happen, and you can choose to embrace it, which you already have, and will continue to do. Therefore, what you promise today must be renewed and reaffirmed tomorrow, and all of the tomorrows ahead. But considering we're all here today, Kenny, do you vow to take Ginger to be your lawfully wedded wife in times of happiness and sadness, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, for all of the days that you have?
I do.
And Ginger, do you vow to take Kenny to be your lawfully wedded husband in times of happiness and sadness, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, for all of the days that you have?
I do.
And now, I'd like to ask everybody to stand. And while you're standing, please witness the conclusion of this ceremony. And when you hear the breaking of the glass, I encourage you to support this happy couple with a roaring applause. And with the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Please break the glass and kiss this girl already.